Welcome to the world of exploration. Welcome to the world of learning. Let's start exploring. Let's start learning. This is your very own educator, teacher, philosopher, guide, mentor, preacher, guru, one and all. And this is the one-stop destination that is English Gurukul, wherein we all learn and grow together, wherein we all bloom and blossom together, right? And this is the one-stop destination that is English Gurukul, the Odyssey of Education at the Edifice of Education by Sukriti Joshi, right? So in today's session, I'm gonna be dealing with personality development, which is a beautiful and intricate topic, right? So I would like to start off with what do you mean by personality development? Like when we make use of this term personality development, what do you actually understand? So when we are talking about personality development, what do you understand by personality? And what do you understand by development? Tell me. Quickly, hurry up. Alright, so personality development is the continuous growth in attitude, in behavior, right? In communication, in thinking pattern, and overall character, right? So when we are talking about thinking pattern, when we are talking about attitude, when we are talking about behavior, when we are talking about conduct, how one individual conducts oneself, that is all part of personality development, right? Right, so and also as you can see, communication, which is a vital part of personality development, because communication is the first stage, you can say, that will form a kind of impression that will give anyone the impression, and you know that the first impression is the last impression. So obviously when we are talking about impression, you wouldn't like to have a bad one. You would like to give a good impression only, right? So yes, so we are gonna be moving from like communication skills, then learning, so how learning takes place, right? How learning means that you will always stay a lifelong learner, and it's not so you acquire skills, right, at each and every stage. So you cannot say that you're perfect. Nobody is perfect in this entire world. So you can too develop your personality, right? So see, when I talk about learning, then you can learn from a child as well as you can learn from an adult, right? There is no kind of a full stop when you are a grown-up that you can't learn. You can keep on learning throughout your life. You can keep on learning, right? Learning never stops and should never stop, right? Then we come on to the positive attitude, is that you should always, inculcate and develop and have a positive attitude towards things, towards people, towards everything, towards concepts, towards whatever you're studying. If you're a student, if you're a professional working out there, towards your environment, no matter how what should I say? But no matter how callous or how cruel people you meet, you have to have that kind of arena or aura that even they, they also feel that power is there, that that they cannot come across, right? So, and then you have to set the goals out there. So for example, you have to set your goals. In the starting, don't write down too many goals, because otherwise you will be overwhelmed by it, right? So try to avoid that. Instead, write 2 to 3 goals, and even if you have accomplished one goal, trust me, pat your back and thank yourself, thank your inner child, keep your inner child alive, do not let it die, right? Because you are the only person who can heal yourself. You are the only person who can give yourself that much of confidence. You're the only person who can basically talk about yourself and talk about the various nuances that the various stages that you have and that you have undergone, right? And therefore a kind of a book, a kind of a that contains various chapters of your life, that means the various stages that you have come across, right, or crossed. So it talks about you. So even if there are difficulties, just think about those difficulties as a kind of a step, as a kind of a step that you are going to be using in order to move forward, right? So yep, so that's about it. Then so it is about how you think. So how your thinking process or thinking pattern is all about. Then how you feel. So for example, how somebody makes me feel, that really makes a huge difference, right? So if there's a person A, right, and that A person makes me feel that I am important, right, and what I am saying, that's worth it, then I would definitely appreciate that A person. And on the other hand, if there's person B and that person makes me feel as if I'm inferior or I don't know much, and that too deliberately, right? Because that person might be having inferiority complex, but that person, in order to instill that inferiority complex, or in order to not showcase that you are good, and having that kind of jealousy, you meet such people, and how you need to deal with them, it's very hard, but we have to learn, right? We have to learn to how to deal with everyone around us, right? So yeah, so how you feel, how you behave, how as a result of that you behave. Because sometimes what happens is that if somebody else is jealous, right, and somebody is talking ill about you, and people like to gossip a lot. I mean, I have seriously seen that, and I've witnessed it. So I have never ever, I don't like to gossip at all. So if people are gossiping, right, and they don't have those kind of skills, or they don't have those kind of they don't possess that kind of knowledge, then they get jealous and they start talking, and you start thinking, you also start thinking ill about yourself, that oh, I don't know this, or however you know everything, but they will make you feel like that. So you don't have to get hyper. You don't have to get hyper, because each and every institution has a different system of working. So for example, if one teacher said, I still remember that sentence being told me that you have worked before, so you must be knowing this, you must be knowing this, you must be knowing that. So I would just like to state that every institution has a different system of working, and it's not about how you worked previously, it's about how you are working in that particular now institution, and how the process is over there, right? And it has to be, I prefer stable, everything should fall into its right place, and how everything should be stable, and not keep on moving now and then, and then expecting others to be perfect. That sometimes doesn't work, right? But still you have to have that positive approach towards life. But I'm not saying that you have to be quiet, no, not at all. You have to set your boundaries beyond your if somebody is crossing that line, if somebody is crossing that boundary, then you have to let that person know that, okay, now enough is enough. Now I'm not gonna hear anything else beyond this point. I have heard a lot, but now I will not. Right? Then how to interact with others. Now you have to make an effort in order to interact with people, because sometimes people act, in such a way that they might be influential, they might be having their husbands, they might be having their fathers, having a lot of wealth with them, but you have to have intellect, you have to have your own mind and own it, right? And you have to have the things that the other people, like, you have to interact, you have to try to interact with them as well, in order to find out what kind of pattern do they have, right? And still, if they don't interact, don't interact with them. Interact with people who are not so who do not like to who are not so, interact with selective people, I would say. Selective people, when I say selective people, people who possess higher knowledge, right? Who are intellectuals. So interact with them, because they will not get so jealous, right? Interact with people who can align with your frequency, right? Then what is personality? So we get to see that it's so according to the psychologist Gordon Alport, defines personality as the dynamic organization within the individual of those psychophysical systems that determine the unique adjustments to the environment. So in simple words, I'll put it as personality makes you different and unique from others. So it's their personality, you can't question that. Now it's your personality, you can't question it. So you have to remain you. That's the only thing, right? So in the world wherein different people exist, in the world wherein people who are having, like, we, especially in India, we do have different cultures, we have different castes, we have different religions, we have different languages, we are such a diverse country, and coming from such a diverse country, we will find people having different thoughts, having different ideologies. We can't do anything. What we can do is remain true to ourselves, remain true to our supreme power, remaining true to our parents, remaining true to ourselves. That's it. And what matters at the end is how you treat yourself. If you're treating yourself nicely, if you are the only relation in this world that will remain is the relationship with you, right? So the way you speak to yourself, the way you treat yourself, that is going to determine everything else. For example, the way I speak to others. Yeah. For example, if somebody wants me to please someone, which I don't do, but I will do, and other person may or may not like it, right? But you have to please yourself. You have to on daily basis talk to yourself, interact with yourself as your best friend, right? Nobody is going to come to save you. Nobody is your savior over here. Mind it. You are your best friend, and you can be your best enemy too. So you have to determine that whether you want yourself to be your best friend or what. So talk to yourself nicely. Interact with yourself nicely. Be social to yourself. Talk to yourself. Talk to yourself about everything. Like you would talk to a stranger. Talk to yourself like that, and talk to yourself like your friend too, right? Tell yourself everything, that okay, this happened, okay, this happened, okay, that happened, like, right? So this is going to enhance, right? Then types of personality. So we will see basic classification. So we get to see introverts, which I am. So I'm an introvert. People, most of the people don't like me, but I am an introvert, and nothing can be done about it. Yeah. In my field, we have to talk, so therefore I'm talking. Otherwise, I am very talkative. Once I start talking, then I'm very talkative, very social. But otherwise, I'm an introvert, right? So we introvert. So we actually like solitude. We like to remain in our own world, because I guess because we have seen the world too much, that we can see the we can see the fake faces, the fake people out there. And I personally don't like to interact or mingle with fake people who are not going to stay with you, who are not going to stick with you. And I don't even want people to stick with me. Ultimately, I will be the one who is going to stay with me till my last breath. So I should be the one who is nice to myself. There shouldn't be anyone else telling me, or people make use of taunts, right? I will they will use indirect language in order to address you, right? They will make use of puns, taunts marenge, okay? And so you have to come out of it. And when you start seeing that these are the fake people, these are the fake faces, you won't like them. Trust me. Thinks deeply. So obviously introverts, they think deeply, as I've mentioned, right? I think very deeply, sometimes too densely, that it's very bad. But yeah. Then we are reserved and quiet. I am very reserved. I'm very quiet. I like to have my boundaries set, and I try to stay quiet, right? Extroverts, on the other hand, they're social, they're outgoing. So, but you have to keep in mind when you are talking about extroverts. Extroverts shouldn't be the people who are, either mocking or either doing ragging, indulging in those practices, malpractices, so to say. People should be social in order to help each other. But what I see nowadays, they aren't social in order to help each other. Rather, they are being social in order to manipulate, in order to sort of if I have to deconstruct this, then they are being too much. They are trying to involve themselves too much into other people's lives and get information out of their lives, right? So yeah, so they sometimes, and sometimes some people might be nice too. So they enjoy interaction and they're expressive, right? Then we have ambivert, right? So they're balanced mix of introvert and extrovert. So I can be ambivert too. That means I can be a mix of introvert as well as extrovert, right? Now, what does personality development include? So now, personality development basically includes, give me a moment. Yes, so personality development includes confidence building, right? So how we are gonna level up our confidence, how are we gonna grow, right? That is what we are gonna cover. Confidence building. Second, positive attitude, which I have mentioned over here. Over here. So positive attitude. So amongst all this stuff, amongst all this environment, amidst all this environment, how am I supposed to be positive, right? So we are going to work on that as well. Then communication skills, again over here. So communication skills, how we have to develop communication skills. Then body language, very very important. We most of the times don't realize, especially having our cell phones nowadays, because of especially in teaching, we do have OSM also. Just give me a moment, I don't know why these notifications are coming. Yeah, so however, nowadays we do have OSM, that is there in teaching. So, and in teaching we have to make use of cell phones a lot, and we have to be on screen 24/7. Literally, it has taken our confidence away, it has taken our social skills away, because we now are spending more time with devices than people, rather than talking or socializing with people. And we have actually ruined our the system, that is how we should be sitting, or how we should be having a perfect body posture. So we have forgotten all these things, that how our body posture should be, right? It should be straight, we should at least walk, we should spend time, while eating we should not be having our cell phones, while sleeping we shouldn't be having our cell phones, while getting up in the morning we shouldn't be just switching on the TV or cell phones or laptops in order to work, because of work, let me remind you, we have developed a very very bad habit, that is the habit of having our cell phone in our hands. So that's really that's a negative thing to do, right? So body language, we are gonna deal with that as well, right? And because of that, most of the people have started gaining weight too, right? So we are gonna work on that aspect as well. Then emotional intelligence, then it is harming our emotional intelligence, because people have started comparing their lives with the lives of the others, and they have started commenting, or started getting very very jealous and wanting their kids to have the same kind of upbringing, or wanting to, they have so many desires that have just popped up, and they just kindle that desire, whether their child is having that kind of potential or not. So it differs, everybody differs. So it might be that, for example, I am good at communication, right? There might be someone who might not be good at communication but might be good at maths, right? So everybody differs, but that person might be told that you are not good in communication, or I might be told that I'm not good at maths. How does it matter? Does it matter to me? It doesn't matter. How will it matter? How will it affect my life in the end that I don't know maths? Does it affect my life? No, not in any way, because now we have so much of technology at our disposal. Why do we need, if somebody, for example, we have to instill courage, we have to instill determination, we have to instill the right time management, as well as emotional, how we are supposed to emotionally manage ourselves. That is what we are going to work on, and how we are supposed to emotionally regulate ourselves, right? So how should we maintain that kind of balance between our emotional and between our intelligence question, right? So emotional balance is very, very important, right? Maintaining that emotional stability is very, very important in today's world, wherein jobs are at stake, right? So definitely that is very, very important. Then we come on to leadership qualities. Now, I might be possessing leadership quality, but being an introvert, I'm not given that kind of, like, being an introvert, I might not be given those kind of opportunities. For example, people might be thinking that I'm good for nothing, or people might be having a thought that, oh, she might not be able to do that particular role in the films, or she might not be able to do that particular dialogue in Hindi, right? Or she might not be able to do that particular thing, dance or this or singing. No, it's not true. You can learn over the passage of time. You can learn anything. I can even learn maths. I can even learn dancing. I can even learn singing. It's up to me. It's up to my wish and my desire and my willingness and how and what I feel. And what I feel should be positive, right? What I am having should be positive. So like we have food, right? We have to have food for thought as well. That is, we have to, while eating also, we have to have the right kind of thought attached with that particular food that we are eating, that we are basically taking in, right? So then we have time management. We have to manage time as well. So along with emotional management, I have emotional management thing as well as time management. So you have to manage your time, right? You have to manage time as well as your emotions. So I literally am literally very, very I would say emotional. And being emotional doesn't mean that you're weak. Let me tell you that. Being emotional is being humane. Being emotional is being you. Being emotional is that being emotional means that you have emotions inside you, and you do have feelings inside you. If you are not emotional, that means that something is wrong with you. If you are not emotional, if you can't, if you, like, for example, I can start, if I am reminded of something, I can start crying. People might call it, oh, she's very weak. I'm not weak. I just need to manage my emotions. That's about it. I need to manage my time. That's about it. Then dressing sense and grooming. So when we are talking about dressing sense, so obviously you have to dress smart in order to appear smart, and in order to showcase that you are worthy, right? You're worthy of being chosen. You are worthy of being selected, right? So yeah, dressing well in order to impress, right? So dress well in order to impress, dress well in order to express yourself, right? So when you dress well, you express yourself, right? So like language is the dress of thought, right? Your dressing sense is the language of your soul. Yes, so this is the language of your soul. Wow, I'm so good. All right, so now theories related to personality development. So we do have psychoanalytic theory, which is related with Sigmund Freud, right? Now we have id, we have ego, and we have superego. right? Now, it is the instinct, all right? We are talking about instinct. Ego is the reality. So, ego is the reality. So, we are talking about the reality over here. And superego is the morality. So when we talk about superego, it actually tells us that, oh, this is wrong, this is right, this is wrong. We shouldn't be indulging in this kind of thing. We shouldn't. We should indulge in this. We should not indulge. We should not have this. We should not have that. We should not go over here. We should not go over there. So it's that moral thing, superego, right? Then ego is the reality. What is it? Like, what is there? Is there. For example, goal setting is written over here, positive attitude is written over here, learning is written over here, and communication is written over here. What else? And yes, winning. So yep, this is the reality, right? So then we have a psychosocial theory, which is given by Erikson. So we have personality, which develops through 8 life stages. Then we have trait theory, which is given by Raymond Cattell, right? So personality is made of traits. So we have basically 16 personality factors, right? So with this, so why is personality development important? Now we have to come on to the main topic. Mudda kya hai, right? So why is personality development important, right? So it improves self-confidence. So first and foremost, it will improve your self-confidence. So the moment you are working on your personality, the moment you have decided to work on your personality, the moment you decide that, oh, that's enough. Now I'm not gonna listen to anything. And they are, people have started crossing their boundaries, and they think of themselves a lot, and they basically underestimate my powers. So you have to be there. You have to show yourself, right? So it will improve your self-confidence, right? Then it helps in career growth. It will definitely help in your career growth as well, because once you're confident, for example, I'm very talented, right? But being talented doesn't guarantee you a good job, right? Doesn't guarantee you a paying job, good paying job, right? Will not guarantee you a good lifestyle, will not guarantee you a good life, right? So you have to be out there and not fight in the real sense, but yes, you have to be able to express yourself and let others know about your thinking. Now they might feel flabbergasted. I mean, they might feel that what is she saying, or what is she talking about? We aren't liking what she's saying, but you are saying what you feel. They said it, they might have said something that you might have not felt that was meant to be said, right? Or that was correct in the correct sense, right? So, or that might have hurt your feelings. So if you are just I believe in whatever you give, you will receive that. So if you are gifting me something, I'll gift you back that particular thing. I am not going to keep anything. Then helps in career growth, builds better relationships. So if you're confident, people will get attracted towards you, and that's the reality. Yes, you heard me right. That's the reality, that if you are confident, right? Trust me on that if you're confident, you will act like a magnet, and people will come to you and would like to associate themselves with you, right? So yeah. Then it will enhance your public speaking as well. So talking about the public speaking part now, the way you are speaking, right? That is different. The way you do your public speaking, that might be different, right? So in a class, for example, being a teacher, if in a class I have a sore throat, for example, right? So I want water to drink. Now I don't have that water bottle with me, right? And I'm not able to teach like that, because with duster also, with chalk also, I do have problems, right, in my throat. Now what will I do? I can't leave the class, I can't go out, right? And if they're very strict, what will I do? Nothing. I will just keep teaching like right? So you have to work on that aspect, and you have to be able to just say your thing, that okay, I'm going to carry my purse, I'm going to carry my my bottle with me because I need it. You might not be needing it. Your case might be different, you might be different, everybody is different, I'm different, and I love my differences. I love each and every part of me. Why shouldn't I? Right? So I love each and every part of me, and why shouldn't I? God has made me, and I am so intelligent, and I'm so beautiful. Why shouldn't I love myself? And I'm very kind too. Being a kind person, you should not regret that you are being very kind, and your kindness is being taken for granted. If you are kind and other people aren't, it's their fault. It's not your fault. It's their fault. It's their loss. It's not your loss. You are being kind in the era in which kindness does not exist. You are being nice in the era in which nobody appreciates nice people. Now some principal only told me this in some school, that Sukriti beta, that's Sukriti beta, भगवान को भी लोग तो भगवान को भी नहीं छोड़ते हैं, celebs को भी नहीं छोड़ते हैं, भगवान को भी नहीं छोड़ते हैं. When there was too much of politics that was happening, right? So you have to be like, people didn't leave anybody, like seriously no one. The moment one celeb would disappear from the screen, they will not ask that person, and if they don't appear in 1 year or 2 years, they will keep on asking other celebs, new celebs who have come. So nobody is gonna stop for you, nobody is gonna stop for you, right? You are the one who is going to enhance yourself, and will keep on enhancing yourself, right? You have to work on yourself. So make yourself so emotionally strong that no person, no situation can hurt you, right? So I start feeling very bad at very small instances too, and I'm very emotional. I am very emotional, I am very sensitive, I am very kind, I am very nice, but that doesn't mean that people walk over me, which they have been doing, right? So that shouldn't be the case. That shouldn't be the case. So now what I am going to try is that okay, it's fine. You have to have feelings, and you should be able to express them. Otherwise, if you don't express your feelings, you become like a wall. What is the difference between an inanimate object and between you? You will also not be having feelings. That inanimate object will also not be having feelings. You will not be having any kind heart. That inanimate object will also not be having any kind heart. What is the difference? I don't see any difference. But it's, if somebody says something, I don't know, if I don't respond, somewhere in my mind it goes like and it affects me. So it's better you respond back, give it back, right? So yeah. Then creates leadership potential. So you have to make sure that you are creating leadership potential, right? So how will you do that? So you will just ignore the noise, right? Although you cannot, but you will definitely try hard, and finally you will succeed in ignoring the noise that lies outside you, and you will focus inside you, right? You will focus more on how you have to enhance yourself, more on how you should be indulging in improving yourself, rather than being jealous, being annoyed, being frustrated, being uh, scolding people in order to establish your authority, um, and doing whatnot. um, I mean, these are the ways how people establish their authority, right? Some people do it very smartly, like just showing off their wealth and all that stuff. So that shouldn't be the case. If you are a person of integrity, if you are a person who is having that integrity within you, inside you, that should be seen, right? uh, Having worked and having the experience of working in all the best schools of India, and even working on ground, which many people used to think that I will never be able to, go over there over and visit those places, which is not true, which is not at all true. I can visit all the posh areas, I can visit all the other areas too, and there's no difference, trust me. There's the only difference that lies between these two worlds is the mindset. So for example, today if I tell you that I am from DU, your mindset would be different. And on the same time, if I tell you that I'm from some other private university, your mindset would be different, right? I am the same person, but your mindset, see how you're perceiving. If I'm from DU, I'm very intelligent. If I'm not, I'm not. If I'm from IIT Delhi, I'm extremely intelligent. If I'm not, I'm not. Is that true? Is that true? That is not. If I am from Symbiosis, then I'm very intelligent. If I'm not, then I'm not. Is that true? Is it true? No, it is not, right? So you have to have that leadership quality within you, right? Without it, nothing is possible. Then how to develop personality? Now you have to work on your communication skills, right? So work on your communication skills, work on your personality, work on your behavioral skills, right? So try to interact with people, even if they're being very snobbish, or they're just, and I don't understand that people, those who aren't very rich, or are they're not so wealthy, they try to I don't know, they have some kind of thing or the other and they try to show off. So that shouldn't be the point. The point should be that how good and how many, how good you are at heart, right? Have you taken care of your grandmother? Have you taken care of your grandfather? Have you taken care of your dada, dadi, nana, nani? Have you taken care of your family? Have you taken care? How do you deal with people? And nowadays people aren't like that. People aren't like that. So you have to learn new skills. Just stay positive. So learn new skills. For example, if today I start learning any dance, or if I if today I start learning any music, right, people might question that, oh, she's too old that she's learning. Am I too old? Like literally? Like seriously? Who said I'm old? And age is just a number, let me just tell you. Age is just a number, nothing else. If today I choose that I want to enter into acting field, I can. If today I choose to sing, I can. वो अलग बात है, अच्छा हो या बुरा हो, but I will definitely be able to. If today I think that I can learn mathematics, I will be able to. You know why? Because I have decided. And it is not that oh इतने बड़े होके सीख रहे हैं, right? And there was some person who had said that Bloom's taxonomy hasn't been revised, this and that. So first and foremost, Bloom's taxonomy has been revised, right? And secondly, I just wanted to make it clear that some people might be of the opinion that it hasn't been revised. So it has been revised, and I was right. But amongst people, if somebody says something, like if I am confident and if I am saying something, there would be many people at the back who would be talking about me rather than listening to me. They would be talking about me, and they would be talking about that how she is responding and what kind of answer she is giving, that she's not afraid of anything, that she isn't afraid of, why should I be afraid of any principal, or why should I be afraid of any chairman, or why should I be afraid of anyone? I am not their servant, right? I am an employee. They have employed me. I am their employee. I deserve the same kind of status. I deserve the same kind of attention and the same kind of love, right? Being a teacher, being a guru is the best thing that one can actually do. Taking away the powers from a guru, taking away the powers from a teacher is the worst thing that any government can do. And yes, develop hobbies. So hobbies like any random hobbies, you can just do doodling, you can just do scrolling, not scrolling, instead of scrolling, just do doodling, just make some drawings. I'm not saying they need to be perfect. I'm not telling you to paint. I'm just saying that just draw, just do something or the other that makes you aware about your inner child, that actually you don't have to compare your child with some other child, or you don't have to compare your upbringing with some other person's upbringing. I had seen a lot of people being jealous of the fact that how I used to wear westerns and how I used to do this and that, and now they are doing the same thing. So people will be jealous. You just keep on doing what you love to do. And I have like literally started this initiative in order to make people realize that you don't have to get jealous. Do not get jealous. Do not get envious of anything. You will not achieve anything. If you want to grow in life, start polishing yourself. Instead of ruining other person's image, start building yours. Instead of bringing that other person down, bring yourself up, right? So yeah, then personality development. is the systematic improvement of an individual's behavioral pattern, communication, confidence, and emotional maturity. So, emotionally also you have to be mature. I'm not saying that you don't have to cry, you can cry, but you know, people don't pay heed, people don't pay attention. If I think you have to be a storyteller in order to be able to express your emotions too. And people who lie, they get sympathized, or they get that kind of empathy or sympathy. People who are genuine do not. People who are genuine do not even they aren't even asked about how are they, right? So yeah, definitely. So having said that, just work on yourself, work on yourself, work on yourself. You will succeed in life if you work on yourself, if you stay positive, if you do not compare yourself with others, and if you do not try to bring the other person down, right? So do not ever try to bring the other person down. Try to make yourself perfect and try to make others also perfect, right? So this is Sukriti Joshi ma'am signing off. Till then, let's all keep learning. Let's all keep learning. Let's all keep growing. That's why I always make use of the word all, right? Let's all keep learning. Let's all keep growing. Let's all keep blooming and blossoming, right? This is Sukriti Joshi ma'am signing off from English Curricle, the Odyssey of Education or the Edifice of Education.